Well, good morning as we're sitting here at LTV on this beautiful morning, Wednesday morning, May 22nd, year 2024, here with the Hello Ocean. My name is Haim Mizrahi, continuing with the tradition of public access and the tradition of the Hello Ocean that's been on there since 1980. Of course, not to fail to mention the contribution by Fraser Dougherty, Francis Ann, and of course the likes of you out there to make it your business to enhance and fortify this wonderful concept called public access. Many uh, many entities in the world, many places in the world, many countries and states in the world don't even get near to the possibility of being able to relate to the concept that the public access spells. And here we take it for granted, and the system is designed so it will make us take it for granted, but take it for granted from the angle of, but of course we should have it, but of course we have it, and but of course it means this and that, but of course it means more than one would take in peace, and so much more. So there is a, a relevance, a point of reference that actually creates something which is relevant, it invents uh, the that which is relevant in the amount of information that it has to offer to the process itself. And once it does that, it becomes public. Once you throw it into the ground as you're engaged in the midst of the process of fertility, fertilizing the ground. I always loved this word, even though couldn't quite figure out what it really means to feed on top of the food, after the food, in addition to the food that happens to be hmm, a self-sufficient outfit, because that will be the first thing that the system will be caring to address as it thrives and exists on the basis of that level of a given when it comes to, well, how ready am I or otherwise, um, and quickly enough you realize, as much as those who are close to you, that you're pretty ready for whatever clarity or vagueness it has to offer. That factor will be always a given in that sense. So you go to the power of poetry and you want to say to yourself, listen, I am like, okay. And then while I'm saying that to you, I will form my uh good. I remember witnessing Alan Plants. And if you're not from this community, you probably wouldn't know who Alan Plants is. But of course, you can Google his name, Planz, Plans, Alan. Eh, I won't even dare to start beginning to tell you all the things about him and all this, other than the fact that he was a poet in his soul. But he was the tough poet, the captain of the ship, and he was really, he like had a captain's license, and he knew all about the sea, all about sailing, all about uh, an excellence degree of the ability to forage so calmly and so casually, but also to forage into the fields of expression and descriptions um, and so much more into this, just the adamant process of, let's say, sitting back and expecting, because you're so wonderful, the things for the most part to happen. And you know what? Maybe you are wonderful, and maybe you're going to get it your way, but it won't last. You know that you need to be able to have that power of repetition, meaning that not only that you repeat while you're actually creating, but that you can repeat the entire scenario, the entire composition after the fact in a different location, and so much more of the same. They will happen over and over again, just like a Broadway show. You come and you see it, and there's excellence everywhere. You don't remember, you cannot even relate to how many they already did and how many still they still have to go. Um, you're just enjoying the completeness of that moment. And indeed, it is complete. And it is facing constantly, in particular, and also that day that you will be the observer and the listener and the spectator and the audience, it will still be resolved in the shape and in the character and in the stamina, in the um, um, uh, into what really went to actually put it in place and make it work the way that you think is best, and having it answer to you as much as you leave in opening to be able to be available to it, even though it's a machine. But still, the process is that I find the most familiarity with. Indeed, that's who I am, and that's what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life. Also, a recollection of mentors that, for some reason, to your fortune, decided that maybe it's a good idea to spend some time with you, meaning with me. Like, okay, I can tolerate that every day, and even from the huge center of that void and through the nothingness, you realize you have so much. You're learning so much. You're learning so much because if there's a fragment there that catches your attention, and then you think not only you think that it's cool, but that it's a an essential factor that's built into the this vehicle that supposedly you're in. You don't have to drive it really. You just have to travel with it. You don't have to know who's operating it and in what fashion because you don't need to. So you're pretty much on your own, but having enough time to spare so you can even contemplate as you have the time where you're going through all the options available while it's of course a live action. It's live action, it's happening all the time. And then on top of it, now and then remind yourself that no matter what's taking place here, what took place before, what will take place later, it's all 100% a product of your willingness to cope with desires that we all have. And we have that willingness also, but that willingness that mixes up with a capability and some experience and some ability to actualize meditation and to you know implement cross implement apply um, dictate uh, placement temporary final um, and then comes supposedly towards the end what for most people should be at the very beginning: color and shapes and color, nearness, farness, that the magic uh, idea that uh, placement, the word placement triggers, um, is sometimes second to none. And for some reason, I'm always surprised when there's such an emphasis on something that if otherwise you would never really give it the light of day. You wouldn't think it's important, even though of course everything is important, but you would just not shower it with the attention and the recognition that befits queens and kings, But so poetry, I went to poetry. I went to poetry. I went to the poet. The poet was at my disposal. At my disposal in the sense that there's another person that really wants to share. He wants to have you share with him or her, just like Steve Sedering did with me. And it's like these were people that in the 80s and in the 90s, when I look at them, it was just like, what is going on? What wonderful, capable, strong, smart, sophisticated, sensitive, thoughtful. technically oriented and genuine and inventive, and so many wonderful things. Of course, human, social, loving, caring, giving, hugging, contributing, donating, and speaking out and up and out in your name, because you're so not finding it within your ability to. So he will send it. He will send it forth for you. They will send it forth for you. The only thing you need to do is just greet them and just open the door, allow them in. This is the part you're playing, actually. And then starts your work. So if Alan Plants thought that I write poetry that befits a reading at Canyo's bookstores long before I had any, if at all, any self estimation, recognition, self esteem that is acceptable, at the best it was wishy-washy, and yeah, maybe I deep down inside me I thought that what I'm doing is good, and what how I go about it, and the entire picture is actually really good, but that's not what really kept me busy, if it all took any time from me, because just the very idea of noticing it in the crowd, even without it being active or uh, in the mode of no matter what we create, no matter what we move forward, no matter what, business as usual, the show must go on, things like that. So you can be genuine and you can be new and modern, you can be cliche, oh, painfully cliche and adamant, and you can be therefore just what it is and how it is, that you need to be, you kind of getting it over by jumping right into it and blending with it and not making too much of it, where in the past at the beginning that would be like seem like an impossible task. How am I going to dip in the liquid of the others, and what business do I have to blend, to mix, to um, I don't know, even dare say contaminate my. I mean, in a very pleasant way, It's like contaminate. You touched it, it's contaminated. Okay, or no matter how many times you're gonna touch it, it will never contaminate. Things like that. So there's no limit in how you're going to approach anything within that realm of artistic demeanor, atmosphere, surrounding, background, foreground, um, early stages, final declarations, and so how long would it really going to take you until you'll be able to summon anything to appear in front of you? What a charged word it is, summon. He was summoned. We're going to summon it. Summoning. We summon. And, it's almost um, like commissioning someone, not before summoning him or her. Love it. Anyway, so somebody else thinks that your poetry is worthy of being read in places, known places, worthy and worthwhile, and you're there like, okay, so are you going to start digging into the pile that for the most part is kind of unknown and unpredictable, therefore, and try and find out what whatever information that you need, and you're willing to dig into that? And so wait, how much are we going to grind it through the usual process of be required, that's the necessity, the requirement of confirmation, to be able to confirm it. Yeah, that scare me because I'm scared to death, you know? I mean, spare me because I'm scared to death. Um, Let me reconsider my resolved early answer, you know? Let me reconfigure the final package that was maybe hastily delivered and revealed. But poetry was through the people that I learned, that I grew up to know and to learn from them. Was maybe if maybe if a lot of people would have been like these two, maybe it would be so good that it would be almost like difficult to tolerate that. It will be too much, that demand of the right mix of psyche, intelligence, and a huge variety of feelings, and therefore reservations, and so much more kind of fine layers of what it seems to be, what it really is, what it was, what it will be, what it could have been, what it could be. And it all doesn't really exit the perimeters that it set to itself. So, and then when you got to become acquainted with the reality and the situation, you came into a good to go, a, a well defined, um, dreaming quietly, you know, and counting your blessings while you kind of waking up at night on the way to the bathroom, kind of thing, you know. You have 1 minute of precious, unique thinking while you're relieving yourself, and then this the outside world that is so temporary and so accidental and so alien at this moment. How much of it are you willing to welcome into your breathing chest? How much of it are you willing to make your own in order to be able to portray it as what a poetic struggle, opportunity for expression, and the mix of so many other things together spells? Why is it so great? How come it's so great? How is it when it's actually implemented and kind of happening as we speak? Is it something that lives to your expectation, even though your point of reference is literally non existing? But still, nevertheless, you play with ideas, and sometimes you manage to reach a level of it feels as if it was real. It feels, and maybe it left its stamp, so in the future it will always be something that you feel like you can very easily own and make others aware of the fact that you have a command over the situation without making a big deal out of it. How do you know? Because it will all be filtered through the moments of your incapability, inability to deliver the goods, you know, to answer questions, or to be able to live up to you know, that which is expected of you. You have a job, you have a title, you have certain things that people assume that they can depend on you and expect that if they approach you, you'll deliver and you'll satisfy their needs. So, but in reality, it's not always like that, and sometimes it can really suck. While it's supposed to be completed and balanced and whatnot, all these beautiful things. Uh, but no, you go there, you start, and sometimes it's just mayhem. It's just like a tragedy, a disaster. But since your appearance brings that wave of that produces the sound that speaks in the name of well, It seems like this individual is floating on thin air, and the thin air, how the title of that thin air is probably that title of that first work there in the corner. And, you know, fleeting reigns, REIGH, no, REIGNS. Yeah, reigns, REIN, no, REIGNS. Okay, something like that. Fleeting reigns. I can actually sit here and together with you write down out of nothing uh, titles. Um, nice, beautiful. Exhibition, solo exhibition number one, Fleeting Rains. Number two, Gray Hush. How did that happen? Number three, is that Brine, Brine? Yes, but of course, solo exhibition number four. How about just being adamant with an option to change some SOME? Okay. And then with that, I'll go back with the supportive word. And then you got five. Uh, how about hmm, that's, I see. Sometimes it proves to be not too so easy because it's because I need to kind of take myself seriously. Well, no, I don't think so. So how about tarp seal? Are you kidding me? That's an awesome one. Tarp seal. Uh, so that's number five. Number six. Title number six. We got five to go. A Scent Tribe. SCENT. Are you kidding me? Okay, that's good. Scent Tribe. Number seven. Number seven. So that's now the elevation is coming. So that's we're talking about like 2000 and maybe 30. If we're still going to be around 2030, yeah. Um, and then number seven will be this is actually brilliant. Gray test. Oh yeah, this is just no. There's no way around it. Gray. test. But of course, number 8, we got 2 more to go, and we have already titles for 10 solo exhibitions. So the other one will be uh, Solus. Solus. And then number 10. No, number 9. This is number 9. Solus is number 7. We're getting there. We're getting to the 2. That's as close to the crown as possible, pretty much. And uh, um, yeah, Sigpic. Sighpeak. Yeah. Number 10. Okay, so number 10, you would think, okay, this is the creme de la creme. We got to the top of it. But you know what? This should be actually the most down to earth title that one can think of. So, really? Slap Flame. And then we're going to leave an option for second guessing. On second thought, Slap Flame will be um, Heather though. Oh yes. See how you come to? Heather too. Are you kidding me? So we got 10 titles for shows. Number 1, Fleeting Rains. Number 2, Grey Hush. Number 3, Brine. Number 4, Some. Also, SOME, but second thought, second layer, SUM. Number 4, Some. Number 5, Tarp Seal. Number 6, Scent Tribe. Number 7, Grey Test. Number 8, Solace. Number 9, Sigpeak. Number 10, Slap Flame. On second thought, Hitherto. 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 Okay. That's just like an example of how we can establish a concept that actually, if it speaks in that sound, then it's a great indication for us to yeah. Oh yeah, but that's not Persis. Okay, yeah. Yes, of course. So this is a title that was in the returning mother I'm the returning mother to the vacant womb. And this is saying, I'm the returning mother to the vacant womb, in the poetic journey encapsulated within the pages of I Am Returning Mother to the Vacant Womb. I invite you to traverse the intricate landscapes of introspection and rebirth. This collection is a contemplative odyssey, weaving verses that echo the paradoxical dance between departure and arrival, emptiness and fulfillment. As the title suggests, these poems explore the profound concept of returning to a womb left vacant, a symbolic homecoming to the essence of self. The verses within are not mere words but reflections, each stanza a mirror offering glimpses into the intricate tapestry of the soul's evolution. Prepare to embark on a poetic expedition where emotions are they're laid bare, and the vacant womb becomes a metaphor for rediscovery. Through the rhythm of language, explore the nuanced shades of departure and return, the delicate balance of vulnerability and strength. I am the returning mother to the vacant womb. Beacons, beacons you to join in a lyrical dialogue with the self, to embrace the complexities of existence, and to find solace in the poetic unraveling of life's perpetual cycle. May these verses resonate with the cadence of your own introspective journey. That's actually, so now you have that. But then there's the, okay, so what is he? Uh, um, yes. Oh my god. Okay, so this is okay. So speaking of island plants, speaking of um, sieve settering, and um, and so many more that I know, but with these two I was involved personally. It leaves you no choice but to really try to halt, to pause, and really impose a change. Even if you don't believe they really need any changes, because we sometimes make decisions because it's fashionable and because just the surrounding is pressuring you directly and indirectly. Sorry for the noise, but there's something delicious here. Some chocolate. Oh my god, that's intense. A bite from this will give me lots of happiness. This is fantastic. I mean, don't forget it's early morning for me, and I'm doing this before breakfast. So now you have a title. I'm the returning mother to the vacant womb. and you're in this stage, what I actually mean to say, I am in this stage where, okay, I already kind of paid my dues. I went through it over and over and over and over. And yes, I have arrived to a state of mind where I just feel that I'm I'm okay with it. I have the goods to back up this charged title. So in the yeah, in the spirit, yes, of course, in the spirit. Um, so there are many layers to it, and you think it's the end, and you think it's over, and you think it's done, and then comes to mind all these slowdown factors. Man, there were so plenty meeting us at every corner, every turn, every attempt, like stabbing the poor animal in the heart, and then leaving the scene of crime. That scene of the crime, almost like it's dancing in the rain of deception. So yeah, there can be a harsh introduction to something that is noble and eventually can be very lovely and very accommodating. A real perspective, a true truth seekers, something like that. You really want to be kind of thorough when it comes to figuring what it is that you need. And a true truth seekers. Ay, 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 ay. These are the true truth seekers amongst us. And arms around the right shoulder. And he goes into this poetic journey. Trust me, trust me. My flare of sharp insight revealed to me a moment of constructive sadness. The willingness to share that sadness rather than to just walk looking that you're sad and puzzling your immediate environment, your immediate surrounding. But in the same token, it's also just very kind of let's just express it and get it over with, so we can continue to do important things as we already are doing. Uh, it's like a deliberate crack in this facade, and then you jump right into a just lovely stroll of experiencing what poetry can be. Just sometimes, very rare, but sometimes, but it's there. So, and they did not lessen the tension of dear flare on the moon. Moreover, the heat director flyby present of endearment belongings, this very moment of knockout, trusting upward. That enriching champion in the giant of dwellings, willing to pay the price of speaking with the earth dripping. So here, all this long stanza, they did not lessen the tension of dear flare on the moon, DEAR. Moreover, the heat director flyby present of endearment belongings, this very moment of knockout, thrusting upward. Love it. Oh, that's another title. Title number 11. Thrusting upward. that enrich, that enriching champion in the giant of dwellings, willing to pay the price of speaking with the earth, dripping. So we're getting closer to that kind of state of mind of living up to what the requirements are, kind of, so more or less. And so now we need to add some drama to it, yeah. So you go into, of course, you go into the you kind of exaggerate so you can kind of gain an extra 2 minutes of exposure. I don't know what I'm saying, but anyway. So then, um, the undeniable whisper of the great digging grave of the queen. That's what we need. We need drama, even though we don't really know what we're talking about. Kind of. So it's the undeniable whisper of the great digging grave of the queen. The undeniable, the undeniable, the undeniable whisper of the great digging grave of the queen. In the vivid scenario of vastness, as wide as can be, impossible to grasp. All the second in command, the out of sync instincts, turning mother of the vacant womb, tuning mother of the vacant. This is so tricky. Tuning mother of the vacant womb, tuning mother of the vacant womb. As I passed assuredly, I granted that same goodness embedded within my pure giving sense, of course, based on the will to give and of the will to give, of a will to give, to share, to pursue the call of intelligent inquiry. And so, research into the matter of sound, blasting sweetness. I am the returning mother of the vacant womb, and don't be surprised to see me speak softly to the animal beside me. And don't be surprised, don't ignore the image of melting intimacy of victims, your legacy of future offerings of generosity, the fading love of family, late night ritual, soulmate, brief freeze. Another title for a poem, by the way. So we got two titles. And then we go back to it to emphasize the drama in it. You look and find poetry of the kind Melancholia showcases so tenderly in the purity of remembrance, navigating the easy angle of enduring the sense of purpose. The pride of tribe, embracing searcher plow wheel, surmounting everlasting wisdom from long travels into the willing child, self-reflection, a self-revealing in the pleasure of drought closure. Why don't they nurture their own love of understanding family? The place for rejecting tough love, the swing of constant renewal of the ancient, home of labor and permanence, to the right, to the left, in all directions, flawless and never signaling unnecessary distress into the pathway to personal heaven. My sweet sworn in brain brother, never a spiteful ploy denier, we shall see. I mean, are you kidding me? Did you see? Forget about the poem. You're right, you're right, you're right, you're right. And suddenly you have those friggin' 15 verses that are mind blowing. Mind blowing. Really mind blowing. And this ploy, Yeah, I can. Okay, I'm gonna write that. Ploy the Nier. IER. And then personal and never seen that. Brief freeze. Brief freeze. Yes. Um, oh yeah, and then listen to tension of endearment, belonging. Oh yes. Oh yeah, that's great. Very good, very good, very good, very good. So, well, just to mention that we're sitting here on Wednesday morning, May 22nd, year 2024, here with the Hello Hello Show. And my name is Haim Mizrahi. Of course, Memorial Day weekend is right around the corner, and we are so ready to welcome it. And it's good, and it's good energy, and good people, and activities, and goodness all over the place, and really wonderful, wonderful community, wonderful people, wonderful everything is so wonderful, really. So I really urge you to enjoy it and take advantage of the fact that we have this kind of heavenly stuff at our disposal. So truth taking that's the trying to earth dripping. We don't want impossible there. Giving sense into the okay, that I can drought closure. Yes. Drought closure. Oh yes. Okay, good. So um that's actually not bad at all. Done, and I'm going to just send it here. Okay. Uh, okay, very good. So let me just make sure that we're doing fine here. Very good. So now here comes a point where you want to do the 1/100, yes? Yes. 170. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Uh, see how many we have here. Oh, yes. Okay. So here, just kind of giving you a oh, yes. Ah, I cannot believe it. This is like so unbelievable, really. Oh, okay, so that's uh-huh. Wow. Sometimes you realize that things are more sophisticated than you will ever dream it to be. 1/100. So that's 39. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Copy. And then I'm just doing some great things now. Bear with me. Uh, uh, oh, yes. Okay, that's good. Very good. Yes. Okay, got it. Okay, very good. So that's what we left off by saying, okay, this is, um, yeah, I think yes, it is indeed 1/117. Um, let me see. So yeah, working on the about empathy and respect and compassion and patience and forgiveness and integrity and courage and gratitude. and love. And then it goes into empathy is essence, and uh, mm, and then of course, yes, and then giant source. Yes, indeed, diving into depths of much needed retrieve. How about this? My way or the highway, straight ahead and to the right. Yeah. Uh, this is yes, indeed. That's the so then it reminds me. This reminds me of things that happened 30 years ago, and it was that attempt to really position myself in a place where I can evaluate and think as something solid for that sake, and also doable in the sense of okay, well, you're there, you kind of figure out, what needs to be done, and any attempt to choose the shortcuts is something that's going to work against you sooner than you think. So, yeah, the heritage of that, uh, like delicacy, is addressed in a very unique way. It's almost like I never won when I decided to go head on. Not necessarily to make a point, just because sometimes you just prefer to choose a certain way of kind of approaching and making sense of things. But quickly enough, you learn if it was the right approach or not, and then you adapt it accordingly. And then it's just not. It's just in that decision making process, dryness is really a virtue that you actually tell yourself, this is what works for me. This is what I know that for sure going to at least give me a nice head start just by not bugging me too much or not draining my energy unnecessarily. And that being said, without all the kind of sacredness, sense of sacredness involved is zero. Nothing is sacred. Nothing is like holier than thou, unless it wants to be holier than thou on its own behalf, on its own time, and who cares really? But going back to those mentors that stood there and for some reason decided that it's worthwhile raving about you, indirectly instilling this sense of stability and self worth. As a by the way thing, it's like I think it's nothing short of remarkable. And then if you happen to be someone who's really got the goods, who got the potential for the goods, you capitalize on it. You surprise yourself, you surprise your surrounding, you surprise your mentors. Sometimes Alan Plants, when he used to visit me in my studio apartment many, many years ago, and I used to document everything, shooting video of our discussions and whatnot, he would just like be so genuine, never, never held back. His reactions, his enthusiasm, all that, literally second to none for real. And then they just, uh, and and so therefore the encounter is somewhat usually more often than not sweet, and you can really. Oh yeah, okay, I'm just checking things here that even with my glasses I cannot see. Can you believe it? Okay, so we're going to be here tomorrow as much as we were here yesterday, as much as we're here this morning, Wednesday morning, May 22nd, year 2024, here with the Hello Hello Show. And my name is Haim Mizrahi, continuing with the tradition of public access. Keep up the good spirits. We love you. We know you're out there doing your best, and we appreciate and respect it. And Memorial Day weekend, take advantage of it. Enjoy it as best as you can.